Hello lovelies, welcome to Narc Free Formula. My name's Freedom, thank you for joining me. Today's episode is why you can't forget your ex. Before I start though, just quickly can I remind you, if you like my videos, to like them, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Alright lovelies, I've got some notes here, so if I'm looking away, that's what I'm doing. Alright, so let's get down to it. Breakups are hard. At the best times, breakups are hard, but some breakups are harder than others, and sometimes we find ourselves unable to forget our ex. This doesn't mean that they are unforgettable at all. It just means that we need to do some work. So here are my top 10 reasons why you can't forget the ex and the top 10 tips on how to forget the ex. Alright, so number one reason you can't forget the ex is you're probably still following them on social media. Aren't you? Yes, a lot of you are. Stalking, peeping, watching, getting notifications. You're not going to heal when you're stalking their social media. Your brain needs time to adjust to its new reality. So obviously you need to do no contact properly. I'm going to put a link in here for a video that I did about how to do no contact properly, because 98% of people actually do no contact the wrong way. They do a version of it called no reply, not no contact. All right, the second reason is that the subconscious mind is the programmable part of the mind. It's the habit mind. It's the part of the mind that does things kind of automatically. It pays a lot of attention, and it essentially has been paying attention to what happened, replaying it so you don't forget it, so that it never happens again. So your subconscious mind is actually trying to protect you from having the same thing occur. So it's kind of a little bit self-defeating, I suppose. On one hand, yeah, it's great, that your subconscious mind is trying to protect you, but in actuality, it's reinforcing these memories. So one of the ways that we get around this kind of thing is we work on reprogramming the subconscious mind, and we do this through repetition. So through things like affirmations, scripting is another tool that works very well when you're wanting to reprogram the subconscious mind. I will be creating a video, so I'll put the link to that here and in the description box also about these two tools. All right, number three, you're being triggered. Okay, so if you're driving past his favorite restaurant, cafe, nightclub, if you're still going to these places that you used to go with him, that he could be in, you are triggering yourself. You are reminding yourself of him, of the memories of him. So as simple as it sounds, in actuality, it is quite simple. You just have to change up your routine. So don't go to any of the places that are his spheres. So like I said, his clubs, his pubs, his bars, his restaurants. Don't go where you used to go together. Don't go where you might accidentally run into him. It doesn't have to be forever, but just for now, while your brain forget about the ex. All right, number four, you haven't really spoken to anyone about it. So sometimes breakups are embarrassing, especially when, for example, all of your friends were saying, oh, he's a bad guy, he's no good for you, and you used to go crying to them, and then after a while you stopped going crying to them because, you went back to him and broke up and went back, and, they got sick of it and you got embarrassed. And so, you kind of stop talking to people about it. But the thing is that when we kind of keep these things bottled up inside of us, and also even in our own minds, when we keep rethinking things, it's not healthy. So you need to find someone to talk to. I don't actually recommend talking to friends or family about this because they don't know especially if you're dealing with narcissist or a sociopath, they don't know about narcissistic personality disorder or antisocial personality disorder. They have no clue. So the advice they're going to give you probably isn't the best advice. And secondly, they're probably also just a bit sick of it as well. Maybe you should, go and speak to either a, counsellor, therapist, coach, and leave your friendships to be fun places. It's not their job to try and figure out your problems. Sure, talk to them occasionally, but sometimes people get caught in this habit where they're literally every day just nagging and whinging and complaining, saying the same things over and over to their friends who, quite frankly, just don't want to hear about it. They just want their friend back. They don't want to hear about it over and over. They're sick of talking about him. They hate him. They hated him when you were with him, All right, so number 5. This is an interesting one. So when you're feeling the pain from what they call social rejection, i.e. getting dumped, the brain processes it in the same place that it processes physical pain. So when you're experiencing this pain, it's almost like it physically is hurting you. But the tip here, the hot tip for this number, is that who knew? Tylenol works. Panadol or Tylenol, pain relief, actually works. Studies have shown that if you take Tylenol, Panadol, or whatever, I think it's called hang on one sec, I wrote the chemical down. It's a big one. No, I've got it here somewhere. Where is it? No, maybe I didn't. It's the generic, the chemical name. It's anti something. Because obviously I don't want to promote, any particular brand on my channel. But anyhow, long story short, take pain relief. If you're in emotional pain, pain relief actually helps. Who knew? All right, lovelies. Number 6. So you keep replaying a highlight reel. So in your mind, you are imagining, remember when we had that beautiful weekend away and we stayed at that resort and how beautiful the beach was. We had so much fun, and you're starting to romanticize the past. You're starting to forget the bad stuff. You're starting to only remember the good stuff, and you're starting to play it over and over. It's really like emotional cutting. You're actually doing the worst thing that you could do to yourself. So to counter this, what you need to do is what's called a negative reappraisal. So essentially, instead of saying, he was so, romantic and sweet, what you need to do now is actually write out a list of his negative qualities, attributes, and traits. Write that stuff out. Do it every single day. Do it every time you start romanticizing and idealizing with your rose-tinted glasses on. Actually write it out. He kicked the cat. Write out. He was rude to waiters. He was abusive. He pushed me. Write these things out. Give yourself a reality check. And when you see that out there on paper, it's not so easy to ignore it. It's not so easy to just pretend that, everything was good. Everything was good with us. Because if it was so good, you guys probably wouldn't have broken up. All right, darlings. Number 7, no new love yet. And that's a good one because, when we're thinking about, romance and love and whatever, we're going to associate it with the person we experienced it last with. So if in the future, when you find someone else, or for those of you who have found someone else, yay for you. But essentially what will happen is, you'll now associate romance, love and lust and sex and whatever with the new person, not with the ex. Right now, not only do you associate the ex with the ex, but you associate, all romance with them. So for example, if you're watching a rom-com on television, and you're thinking about romantic situations, you'll be thinking in your mind about your ex. At least on a subconscious level, even if it's not conscious. So they reckon that after 7 months you're good to go. They reckon that after 7 months, having a rebound relationship is actually quite healthy. So get yourself out there. If you're ready for it, go have some fun. All right, darlings, number 8. Now, this is a bit of a sad one. So for some of you, you're kind of secretly wanting them to return. So you're kind of thinking about them a lot, and you're not allowing yourself to forget because you don't want to forget. And, you know, and I understand the cognitive dissonance. I understand what's going through your mind and the experience of withdrawal that you're going through. I understand your whole reality's been rocked. But just know that nothing good will ever come from going back to a narcissist or a sociopath or a psychopath. Now that you've left, you will have to be punished if you go back. That is exactly what they will do. And, you know, so look, darlings, long story short, just keep educating yourself about narcissistic personality disorder and sociopathy, because this is the only way you're going to overcome this, is if you start educating yourself and being aware of who you were really dating, who you're really married to. All right, number 9, bored. With all that free time, you know, now you're bored. So what do? Daydream about the ex. Because let's face it, you know, these kind of high maintenance relationships, situationships, you know, they take a lot of time, effort and energy. And then when you're not in the situationships anymore, all of a sudden you've got all that time and energy back for yourself. What do you do with it? For a lot of people, they just sit around thinking about the ex, talking about the ex, thinking about the ex, then wondering why they can't forget the ex. Right? Do yourself a favour. The only way you're going to forget the ex is if you start living your best life. So this means you need to go find yourself either a hobby or a passion or a business or some goal or some dream that gets you up in the morning and has you firing on all cylinders. You know, you can't keep, like I said, being an emotional cutter. You can't keep doing this yourself, thinking about him, feeling sorry for yourself. It's not going to get you anywhere at all. Oh, God damn it. I've just realised I've only got 9 tips and I said 10 at the intro. That's so annoying. All right, lovelies. So that is my 9 tips and the 9 reasons why you aren't able to forget your ex. But essentially, to summarise the whole thing, you need to block them, right? Go no contact. Stay away from his spheres. Like I said, check out my video on no contact. And create your awesome life. Speaking of awesome lives, I actually want to, I've created a new promotion. Each month I'm going to give away to one subscriber my Narc free challenge for free. It's normally $99. All you need to do to be in the running is to comment. So be a subscriber and comment. Every time you comment, that'll be 1 entry into the competition, and I will draw the winner at the beginning of every week. There we go, I just made that up. Right then, beginning of every week we'll do it. So a weekly giveaway of my Narc free challenge, because I'm aware that some people can't afford to do the challenge. I want to make sure that everyone has access to it. So help me grow the channel and I will help you, darlings. All right, lovelies, thank you for watching, and get Narc free and stay Narc free. Bye.